way back in the 70s. And at this day, I had just found the good Lord, and I must have been about 28 years old. But I was able, as I was going into the ministry and everything, I shaved my mustache. I had no pride in that. And then I bought clippers. I was not willing to go back into the barbershop in those days and listen to what people had to talk about. I stayed out of there, so I bought some Sears clippers. And they had you could put on the lower level where you can cut your hair low on the side, and then on the top, you put it on and you could trim it on top without cutting much off. And I did that for a while, but one day while not paying much attention, I was cutting my hair and a big S went in my head. And I didn't know that the clippers had, the little separators had fallen off. And I looked in the mirror, I tried everything I could to shape it right, but it looked like something had happened to me. So I got the clippers and cut every drop of hair off my head just to make it even. And I said to myself, I was living in Marshall, Texas alone. I had this little skull cap, the little beanie that you put on your head. I said, nobody will see it. I'll just wear it like this until it grows back. And at the same time, I was going daily to this ice cream store, again in Marshall, Texas. And at the same time, I was going daily to this ice cream store, again in Marshall, Texas. And there was this nice looking girl who would always give me a smile, a young lady at the ice cream shop when I'd buy ice cream. But one day I'd gotten there, and one of the girls who helped her just bust out laughing. Boy, she burst out laughing. I kind of laughed again. Then I looked at the other girl that I kind of had my eye on. She just started sniggling. I said, what is wrong with them? And I looked up. I had forgot to put my skull cap on. There I was sitting there with a bald head. I never went back to that ice cream shop. I never did. But after a couple of days, I had to have a long talk with myself. I said, here you are. You got your big shoulders, and you got about more than $800 in the bank. And you got a nice car, a Cadillac car, and you ashamed of yourself for something like that? And I never wore hair again. I never did. Not because I thought it was nice looking, but the idea, I looked around and fumbled around in the mirror, and I recaptured something that my mother loved about me, my face. She liked me. And I started to see myself and like myself again too. That's why I never wore hair again. I fell in love with me. And I never was ashamed of it. And I never grew hair again. Strange thing though, the last few years, I had this mind to get some dreadlocks. And I thought, maybe I'll buy a wig because the little bird started stealing more of my hair. And just a message to everyone, like yourself. Something goes wrong with you, always like yourself. If you like yourself, others will look at you and say, you know, I like her as much too. I still like him.
May you rest in the Lord, as the Bible says. I'm glad that you turned your life around and found Yahshua Jesus. To George Foreman's sons, I know it hurts when you lose your father, as I lost my father, Roger Mayweather.
Roger, tell these mother subscribe to the Prophet channel.
Oh, they got you. I love you to death, and I will always love you, my father, because you didn't see what I had, you see what was deep in my heart. I loved you.
Listen. You know you got your mom love.
You eat in the car. I don't treat the bench like